Hi, I hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on the time zone. It has been a long time since Miguna came live on camera from the time when media barred him from getting any visibility or an interview because of his kind of hostility behavior towards journalists. And it was surprising to see him yesterday, Miguna coming live on camera with two issues. Number one, to address the issue on CS Bore in terms of his behavior, his character, to do with the issue of housing and the kind of attempt to grab someone's property. Number two, which is the main agenda of discussion of this punchline, the issue to do with the complaint is raising about the compensation he anticipated to get from the government after the court made a ruling. Miguna is crying for that this government is yet to compensate him. Seemingly, in one extent, they don't want to put blame on government, but in the other extent, he's saying he was not compensated. First of all, listen to him shortly on the issue of compensation, then we'll go deeper into the discussion.
Week, I will talk about the abuse of power of mid-level bureaucrats who have refused to pay the damages that were awarded to me more than 5 years ago by Justice Chacha Mwita. There is absolutely no reason why a government officer or officers should refuse to obey court orders, valid court orders, for more than 5 years, with no consequences, with no interest on the awards that were granted. That will come next week.
Miguna talked about the issue of borrowing, and I will bring that video at the tail end of this discussion so that you get point on what he's talking about. But as of now, we want to ask question about the issue of compensation. Uhuru is not in government. We have William Ruto in government. A man Miguna campaigned for, a man who brought Miguna back in this country, a man who is leading the government that Miguna is supporting. The question is, why up to now? Before we go deep into the discussion, just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our channel subscribers, I must say thank you so much, and again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, I have been sharing several videos from Miguna and telling you that indeed what Miguna is trying to do is kind of telling William Ruto the truth and trying to, at one point, play the critical role of criticizing government when they are wrong. In short, I mean playing the opposition role within these circles of Kenya Kwanza. That's what Miguna is trying to do, though ni kama anauma akipuliza, anauma amekuwa kama panya. Ndio panya ikuuma inapuliza panya, so that you don't realize, alafu you end up but amefanya kazi. So Miguna is trying to do that. You tell them the truth and you come out as like, oh, you are not that much on their neck, or you are not that much outburst to this government. Is it because of fear or what? But again, we are learning that Miguna might not continue to keep silent. It's like he will start now coming out bold and more bold and speak about this government and point out the mistakes, scandals, and the failures they are going to have going forward. One of the reasons that is making Miguna to get angry is because of the compensation. If a court make a ruling that you must be compensated, we know his house was destroyed, was tortured. So in terms of mistreatment, he must be compensated. In terms of torture, Miguna should be compensated. In terms of destruction of the house, the explosion that happened, Miguna home should be renovated by the state and should be compensated for that. The office that has that duty to compensate when a court makes such a ruling, it is the office of the Attorney General. If Miguna is complaining that the officer who is supposed to allow the compensation to go on is not doing so, then who is that officer? Definitely it's talking a person who is working under the office of the Attorney General. Who is the Attorney General? The former Speaker, J.B. Muturi. And what the work of the Office of the Attorney General, his work is the legal advisor of the President. That means his office is in the office of the President. Hako annex Harambe kwa ofisi ya President. Huko ndo kuna ofisi ya Attorney General, the legal advisor of the President. That means if Miguna has any complaint to do with the compensation, it is the office of the AG that is supposed to process the compensation so that Miguna can get his due. Na kama wafanyi kazi, then it is the Attorney General office that's not facilitating his compensation. So, in a simple term, if Miguna has a complaint, he has a year of this government. We have seen him with a meeting with Owalo, with a CS, who sit in the same meeting with the President. He sat with the same cabinet meeting with the JB Muturi. He can reach out to him if Miguna needs so. Tumemwona akiwa pale na PS wa Interior. So it means Miguna is sitting with some of this cabinet where he can air his views and it can reach out to the boss. If it's coming to complain, we can conclude on this punchline and say that it means they have raised the matter, but seemingly the AG is not willing to do so, maybe with the orders from Ruto or elsewhere. That means these people do not want Miguna to be compensated. If he was complaining about Uhuru Kenyatta's government because of the manner in which Uhuru was operating, in terms of what Miguna was saying, that he did not respect court orders. What about William Ruto? Is Ruto respecting court orders? If so, then why Miguna not quite compensated? A man who campaigned for him, a man who is with him. So we can conclude and say that Miguna is being frustrated in this Kenya Kwanza government in as much he pretends to be part of this administration. Could it be also because this government has refused to offer him a job? Did he apply for any job? This one is also a confirmation to Miguna that William Ruto is not comfortable working with him. He don't trust him. He's not comfortable with him. And again, we can confirm here that Miguna is finally launching an attack on this government. I don't know your views, but let us meet in the comment section, and I want to leave you with the full video from Miguna. Listen to him and then drop your comment. Thank you and see you in our next video.
Patriots, this is very important. This has to be said today. It's urgent. Impunity must end. No one is above the law. I am going to speak about the tendency of public officers, appointed and elected, who believe that they have to rush to live in expensive neighborhoods, even when they don't have the money. CS Bore must resign today, must resign now. She must resign for abuse of power. She must resign for misusing police officers. The explanation she has given makes no sense for anyone with a rudimentary understanding of law. An offer to buy property is not a sale. It's not an acceptance of a sale. It does not give you permission to move into someone's property by force, using police, and occupy it. Whether you have children or not, whether you are abroad or not, doesn't matter. When properties are on sale, many people make offers. Many people pay the deposit with their offers. Unless and until the offer is accepted by the seller, that deal has not been concluded. And you cannot be given a key, and you would not be allowed to encroach or to enter somebody's property by force, which is exactly what she did in Karen recently. We all saw it on video. We saw police officers assaulting innocent civilians going about their business. This cannot be accepted in a country governed by the rule of law. It cannot be accepted. And I'm going to say again, she has to resign. She has alleged that she offered to buy the property by paying 10% deposit, and that the offer was acknowledged by lawyers. That is routine. She then said she hoped to buy based on a mortgage she had applied for. She did not say the mortgage has been approved. She did not say the funds will be available on closing. She did not say that she was allowed to close in escrow as they waited for the funds from the mortgage company. There's no guarantee she will get a mortgage. She doesn't have the money to buy the property. As such, she has no right to occupy someone's property by force just because she's a CS. There is no document she has tendered. She has not shown us the proof of paying 10%. She's not shown us the approval of our mortgage application. She has not shown us that the vendor, the owner of the property, accepted our offer. She is imposing an amount on a property owner of whatever millions that she thinks that she is entitled to enter that property by force on. So the point is this: CS Bore is wrong. CS Bore is abusing her position and power, and she must resign. The fact that we are supporting President William Ruto does not mean we are going to turn blind eyes to impunity or misdeeds or abuse of power or misuse of police officers. We can only support a legitimately elected government by being truthful to that government, by being truthful to the president. That is the only way we are supporting him and can guarantee him being re-elected in 2027. The moment we turn a blind eye and support these acts of impunity, we are essentially destroying the possibility of this government ever succeeding. And someone like me will never do that. Next week, I will talk about the abuse of power of mid-level bureaucrats who have refused to pay the damages that were awarded to me more than 5 years ago by Justice Chacha Mwita. There is absolutely no reason why a government officer or officers should refuse to obey court orders, valid court orders, for more than 5 years, with no consequences, with no interest on the awards that were granted. That will come next week, the end.